All right, so according to the notification, we are live. What's up, everybody? I'm Doggy Diamonds. I got Q Butter here with me today. Q Butter hit me up, said some things was troubling him. Me and him had private conversations. Um, he said some things was troubling him today. He just wanted to get some things off his chest, and he picked my platform to do it on. So I asked him for a title, and he gave me a title. So this is the title of the video. Again, me and him have had private conversation. I have no idea what's about to come out this man's mouth. I'm scared as hell, but I'm pretty sure whatever he's about to say or whatever is in his heart and whatever he's thinking right now, is coming from a good, honest place. So Q Butter, what's your deal, man? What's your issue?
Straight up and down the fuck shit, man. It's just a lot of it going down. One, Doggy don't know what I'm about to say. Doggy's here, you know what I mean? So this is what the little the disclosure they put at the beginning of the show.
The disclaimer, yes.
Disclaimer. This isn't on, this is a Doggy Diamonds behalf. It's just this my man. I called him up because a lot of times there's favoritism going on, and Doggy don't really show favoritism. He don't show favoritism. He just put up whatever the fuck he feel like doing it, whenever the fuck he feel like doing it. And that's just what it is. He don't show favoritism. If he don't fuck with you, fuck with you, fuck what you do. And a lot of times there is that in the community. A lot of people are getting paid by people, and the community is being stifled because of this. The conscious community is a very small community. And we're talking about the people who make up the conscious community, the adults, the families, the regular day people. Those are the people that I care about. Who I'm talking about is the people who get themselves up on a seat and pedestal and acting like they're actually doing leadership and doing stuff for the community. And it's a disservice across the board. A lot of these dudes are weirdos, you see what I mean? Homeless, fuckbags, you see what I mean? Weirdos that just parading around, Umar Johnsons, Boyce Watkins, Tariq Nasheed. All of these dudes is just running around selling hope. And that's how the Chinese dude put it the best. And I know we get to clean up after we talk. And I don't know if you know what happened with Boyce Watkins and stuff recently.
Actually, I don't.
So first and foremost, this isn't a conversation that just anybody can have. So if you white, if you a coon, if you a sucker, don't jump in this conversation with your 2 cents. I'm just venting. And I'm speaking this so that way the community knows that we in Brooklyn and in certain parts of the community don't co-sign this fuck shit. You know what I mean? So recently, Boyce Watkins' partner put out a video, which was, I wish I could have showed it, man. But if you look up Wu, Boyce Watkins scandal, and I ain't even just, there's a bunch of these scandals going down the line. You know what I mean? But the wording, which was so powerful to me, was that the Chinese dude specifically said, he's using Boyce Watkins as a tool to solicit his copyright to the Black African-American niche. And his educational tools that Boyce Watkins is selling were created by a Chinese man. And he's using him. And he said, like, when Boyce Watkins cried one day on the air, he was like, not that it was manufactured, but I can't say it wasn't manufactured. Our customer relations went out the roof. We had sales coming in from all over the country. And so I already didn't really rock with Boyce. He was already doing too much for me to let me know, like, yo, bro, that's not how it works in the real world for me. It may work with all these other dudes that don't have any friends who actually have a PhD in certain things, but that shit's not cool, B.
All right, so let me ask you something. What is your gripe with Boyce Watkins? I did go on Facebook one day. And because I don't really know too much about him, I can't say anything good about him, but I also can't say anything bad. I never really seen him out of character or do anything that made my antennas go up. But for people who do know a little bit about him, I did put an inquiry out there on Facebook one day, and I said, Boyce Watkins, friend or foe? And the majority of the people who responded say he was a friend. They felt like he does well for Black people in the Black community. And he was a friend to us. So I took everybody's word for it, based off of people that I knew. I wouldn't say trusted because I don't really trust too many people, but the people that I knew said friend. So I didn't really get a chance to do my due diligence to investigate. But what I see about Boyce Watkins, he talks about a lot of financial things pertaining to Black people. He talks about Black people and wealth, and he talks about things in that nature. And also he shed lights on situations of injustice and certain things that happen. So what is your issue if that's what he does and he's doing? What's wrong with that? What is your issue with him?
Straight up, our community, and I know a lot of us, and this is a position that a lot of us have. The sellers of the stuff, the sellers of help, and the people that provide help. You see what I mean? And so when I first saw him come on the scene selling financial education, and I was listening to what he was selling, I'm like, yo, bro, everything you selling is free on the the federal government's websites. You can go on score.com. You can go onto the FTC website. You can go into the IRS website, get marketing plans, business plans, templates on how to set up your business, all of these things for free. You live in New York City, you can go to the Small Business Solutions, you can go to SCORE, you can go to all of these places for free, white places. And so when I hear this, I'm like, yo, B, we're not talking about how to develop each other. We're talking about how to make money. And the whole time it was cool until I saw this Chinese dude say, yo, he's the copywriter of all of those products.
Hmm.
And so I don't got the time to argue whether or not it's I just know, yo, what I'm hearing being sold and what I'm seeing get done. I'm like, yo, bro, we're not in that position. There's only 2 Black-owned oil refineries in America. There's less than 30 Black-owned gas stations. There's 3 coffee refineries in America that's Black-owned. There's probably 1 major car Black-owned dealer in America. There's not millions of us laying around to be sitting here playing on our pedestal like what's really going, like we don't need this help. And so when I hear these far-off ideas, I'm like, yo, son, all of these dudes is capitalists. And there's nothing wrong being a capitalist, but when you induce that into being pro-Black, you're a pro-Black capitalist. And that's not, it's wrong. You selling RBG flags at picnics. You're not that movement, you feel me? And so what I'm seeing is exactly what the Chinese dude said. Black people have a large resentment against white people. Black people are at the point where they want to feel like they're empowered. So what he said was, I'm not selling you that answer. What I'm selling them is the hope. And the hope is in the tool, that this tool will actually work. And what he said as a marketer was 100% correct. And so it's
nothing wrong with what the Chinese man did, because he did what he's supposed to do. So you take an issue with him using Boyce Watkins to be the figurehead or the mouthpiece to get to us.
And Boyce Watkins allowing himself to be the figurehead.
Got you.
2018, when Carver Bank needs a figurehead, when you got One United Bank needs figureheads, all these people, if you want to be a figurehead for someone financial, there's plenty of people that you can use for free. Khan Academy, IXL, there's plenty of websites and people that's actually using it. You see what I mean? And doing stuff that's progressive in the community that comes at a cost, but the cost is directly related to a very specific growth. You see what I mean? When you got these dudes popping up every other week with I'm trying not to curse, with a motherfucking fool. Shaka, my man, but there's about 20 different dudes named like Shaka who got a school named after themselves.
When you say Shaka, who you talking about?
I got Atmos, and I'm looking at our community. I'm like, damn, everybody got a school named after themselves. And then I meet a sister in Florida who can't even afford a website for her actual school. She actually has a school with 35 kids, but she was paying so much in rent, she could not actually afford it. But then I'm looking at these dudes over here who can afford the fuckery, and they still don't fuck you. And I'm like, nah, B, we got to step this up. And if we don't come to terms with the straight, like, look, B, if it ain't about Black empowerment, y'all are selling fuck shit. This is gift shop Black empowerment. This ain't real Black empowerment. Everybody's worried about the gift shop to me. You see what I mean? Then everybody, yo, Q is not supporting Black. If I hear another person tell me that they think that paying for credit repair is cool because the person is Black, I'm going to bug out. Credit repair, don't pay for credit repair up front. I don't care how black the person is in front of you, do not pay for it up front. It's illegal. I don't have to help you. You just go online and Google this shit. There's tons of information on there. So when I hear Garfield being promoted with Sonetta all the time, I'm like, yo, Sonetta, you caught up in the mix of all of these snake-ass, hoe-ass niggas. I can't co-sign that shit. Polite, Polite done took money from rappers in New York. Don't come back to Brooklyn. Don't come back to Queens. Don't come back here. Polite ain't Crip. He got the whole community thinking he's Crip. Not one Crip co-signed this dude in Brooklyn. Nobody. I told him, like, y'all ever heard of him? Nah, I never heard of him. But he's using that video to go around to scare people who's not really street into giving up that money. Then he goes off and hit him with some street talk. Your man ain't street.
So you're feeling right now, from your point of view, you feel like everybody's using the conscious card, everybody's using the black card to get money out of people, because they say, we really we believe that we're poor and we broke, which we're not. We are the biggest spenders. We spend the most money. So you think that a lot of people are using consciousness to pimp the people right now?
Of course. It's
okay.
How much that can sell. You see what I mean? If we're gonna capitalize, let's put in real work. And at the end of the day, they're not putting in real work. Young Marcus is the most dedicated volunteer I have on the program. And I say that because he don't got the money to volunteer. He has a life that he's focused on, and he still will call me up feeling guilty if he didn't show up to help me with the kids. You see Reggie, monkey ass up there, and I say that because I don't respect him after that Tommy Soda man. I don't respect none of these dudes. You were sick, and you were the only one that was calling me like, yo, Q, I see nobody giving you a platform, Q. Yo, if you wasn't sick, yo, I would have had you on my platform to come black on this fuckboy Tommy. Tommy's a hoe. Straight like that. He's a rat. He held a phone walking around, but then you got these dudes talking about, well, we wanted to have him in a unity conference. There's no unity with rats. There's no unity with coons. There's no unity with sellouts. Once you rat on my man, there's no unifying with you. Once you a coon and you making fun of dead people, that man Tommy would make fun of you and me if we got killed by police. He would make fun of our mothers if they got killed by police. Ain't nothing good about that hoe ass nigga. But you got a whole bunch of dudes that you got, the content community is split. You got dudes that's street conscious and you got dudes that's not street conscious. And they all meet together at events. And the only thing they mixed up in is with the instant. But when Tommy event went down, there was a lady walking around blowing sage in my face, bro. That was crazy to me. Like, this is talking and screaming. Yo, chill, man. This is a situation. Sonetta should have had real security there, walk Tommy ass up out of there. But when I say stuff like that, oh, no, you can't criticize. We all could do better. I could be a much better man. I could be a much better man. Every day I wake up and say, I could do 1,000 things better. I could have handled the situation with Tommy differently. I could have handled the situation with Garfield's bitch ass differently. I could have handled a lot of situations differently. And if I choose not to, then I choose to take the repercussions that come with it like a man. You see what I mean? I already see. I saw with the Tommy shit at the end of the video, Reggie sitting there, yo, Tommy, don't make no videos about me. See what I'm saying? Not everybody's like that in the conscious community. Yo, fuck that nigga. He's a hoe, rat. He made fun of Sandra Bland when she died. I say that every day, all the time. Anybody who supports that man, fuck him. Anybody running there, all of this shit, my fucking game, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. All across the, and I don't curse like that, but I'm just saying the bullshit. I'm like, yo, my man, you got Chinese dude back in this one. Omar Johnson running around taking money for schools. It don't cost that much to make a school, B. The most important expense in a school is labor. You see what I mean? And then I'm like, yo, bro, where the school at? Then you got dudes that's not being respected. You see what I mean? And then being respected. You got this dude, and I love Sonetta. Out of everybody on Sonetta platform, besides Empress, you're probably the only person I respect is Sonetta. But I had to fall back, and he had to fall back because I'm not gonna not talk about Garfield stealing money from people. Anybody got robbed by Polite, Garfield, or any of these conscious niggas on YouTube, email me at QButter. We gonna figure out how to get that shit back, or we gonna put a voice. Every time they pop out, yo, where my man Brett at? Tariq Nasheed, you made all these movies and I don't see one ghetto film school. They got a ghetto film school in the Bronx that was made by white people for black kids, if I'm not mistaken. You making 1804 movies and with white staff, like we don't got a whole multitude of black people that's trying to get in the film industry. Nah, I'm not with that, B. We got to bring it in. We got to show the support. You see what I mean? And we got to focus on who's real. I know Ben knew Doggy is on the line of what's real and what ain't. Everybody who knows Doggy knows that. Everybody who knows Tad knows that. Everybody who knows me knows that. But then when everybody's used to following these platforms with people who are liars, niggas is homeless, worried about pseudo shit. I'm sitting here like, yo, Sai, I love you, my man. I got a platform. You and I came up with a plan, Doggy. We've been waiting for this moment. You and I will come up with a plan. And Marcus, we talking about changing motherfucking in California. Right now, we're working on getting a bill passed. If you in LA or California, hit us up. If you in California, we're working on getting a bill passed to stop cigarettes from being able to be sold on a high level. We want to do something with our capability because we have the manpower. You and I got 1 million Crips and Bloods we connected to. If you in LA, California, Compton, Oakland, hit us up because we want to put pressure on these stores to stop selling alcoholic beverages to kids. We can do this in the community. Credit repair. We wrote a manual. You the only one that co-signed my shit, dog. I fucks with you, bro. And you know, I'll be getting mixed up and I had to like, you know what, Doggy, now what the fuck shit? When I told Doggy I created a manual, Doggy said, yo, we can put it on the platform.
And you know, I mean, you see me, I kind of fell back from a lot of things because I be confused. You know, I don't understand how dudes disrespect each other like that. And then they be smiling and laughing like you got one time to say something foul about me and I'm punching you in your face. And that's just what it is. You know, before we go public, you know, we should speak in private if you my homie, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about a lot of people and a lot of stuff. So it's like, you know, the sad thing about it, and I want to say this, and you know, the sad thing is that within this conscious community, it's not really a community in the sense of that it's a meeting place. There is no meeting place. It's virtual. It's something in the mind and in the spirit. And a lot of people are not in their right mind, in their right spirit. They're just not. You know, black people on the whole, we suffer from mental health issues that plagued us due to trauma. Some of it through alcoholism. Some of us through, you know, some of us was future drug abusers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say us, meaning including myself, even though I never drunk or smoked. I mean, I never smoked in my life and I quit drinking 15 years ago. But I will say that, you know, many of us have different things that plague us. So a lot of us are spiritually, you know, suffering and fighting right now. And what we're doing right now is that we are selling hope. We are saying, well, my heat is hotter than yours, and my water is wetter than yours, and my ice is colder. So if you come get this ice right here, it's going to be the coldest ice that you have. And instead of people providing viable solutions to the many of the problems that's plaguing us, they want to just keep talking about the problems, and just keep saying this is the problem. And I know this. I mean, if you don't know what I know, then you're stupid. And what I know is great. And I just keep saying to people, so if you know all this, why are you impoverished? And why are you not helping anybody with the information that you have without selling something? You know what I'm saying? Because you sell merch, but you don't sell information. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I believe if you for the upliftment of your people, you don't sell information. Now, if you have a course, that's one thing. That's cool. You know, you put your courses out there, but it's almost like to sit down and talk to somebody for 10 minutes. You can't even talk to them without them saying, and do you want to buy this top? Because if you buy this top right here, it's going to seal your water. But this is not only a top. This is a black power top. And black power tops are the best tops that seal water. And people are buying into it because at the end of it all, yo, we want to support our people. We want to be down with our people. And we want to be for our people. But what's happening is that everybody is falling back from all of us now because they saying, oh, you conscious? I'm not fucking with that because this dude who's the head conscious guy stole money. And he's known to have stole money. And he did this and he did that. And you're not saying anything. So you're down with it. So a lot of times in many situations, if you sit back and you watch certain things happen and you don't say nothing, you're part of the problem because it's the elephant in the room. Like, if I walk in a room and I see a big ass elephant, first of all, I'm not going in that fucking room. I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is an elephant? But I don't want people like, shh, what elephant? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's a big ass elephant in this room. And what's happening right now, I feel like, and I know your frustration, you know, like I said, me and you have had side conversations about certain things that you was venting about. And I tried to give you different coping mechanisms because Q Butter is Brooklyn. He's like, you know what I'm saying, like myself, but me getting a little bit of I won't say older, but I just learning how to cope with things because we in a virtual world. When we put certain things out there, we can't get it back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning how to cope with people and how to deal with people. But I know your frustration because I see this dude, Q Butter, right here, man, putting in pain and putting in work like every week for the children. And he don't have to do it. He does not have to do it. He does not get paid to do it, right? He does not get paid to do it. And he put out a GoFundMe to get stuff for the children and didn't really raise the amount of money that he should have raised for the children. And that was just really, really disheartening to me because for me, when it comes to children, there is no the children is priceless. Like there is no price that we could ever, it could be too much to develop our children. So when it's stuff to go on with the children, and he said, yo, and then he showed and proved, he brought receipts and said, look, I bought the children telescopes with the money y'all gave me. I bought them this, I bought them that. And you see them, you know, with the you know, doing that, man. It's like I just felt like he got let down because nobody really supported his efforts the way they should have. You know what I'm saying? And that was really disheartening to me. So it kind of made me like, yo, damn, this is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like this really is messed up. And you know, me and you spoke about a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, I always just been like, yo, what do you need me to do? You know what I'm saying? You know, every time you call me, you know, yo, what you need me to do? And we don't sit on the phone and discuss people. We discuss issues and we discuss solutions of what we can do. You know what I'm saying? What we can do to remedy certain situations. But it takes a community to do a lot, a community that so-called exists. But then within the community that exists, it's like every man for himself. This dude want to do this. This dude want to do that. And then, you know, I got the biggest unk. You know what I'm saying? So if you wear these unks, then that's just gonna change everything. And I'm like, motherfuckers talking about building pyramids, but they homeless. You know what I'm saying? That's just really bugged out to me. You cannot talk about building or what our ancestors did, and you can't even build anything today. It's very, very stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the 60s and you look at the 70s, how the black exploitation movement came about, you had the guy, look at the movie The Mac. You had the brother who was in the organization who was fighting the man, and then you had Goldie, the other brother, who was like, yo, look, you could talk all that black power stuff you want. I'm getting money. I got hoes. I got cars. I got jewelry. And this is what's happening today. But what they did right now was they found a way to intertwine the two. And they got people within the community saying, look, I'm getting money, hoes, cars, jewelry, and I'm for black power. So come to me and you can get money, hoes, clothes, cars, jewelry, and still be on some black power thing. And Q Butter doesn't take a subscription of poverty. Neither do I. I'm not saying that I want to be poor. And, you know, because, you know, I got some endeavors and deals that I'm working on right now. And people think that because you do certain things you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying, which is just really dumb. You're supposed to be able to, you know, employ people, especially your people. But you know, Q Butter is really doing the work. You know, from the time I met him, he had a meet and greet at his crib, you know what I'm saying, and we was able to meet people and really you know, forge relationships and friendships that's still going on today in different avenues of business, you know. And I just think right now what a lot of individuals should do is just look inside yourself, man, and stop standing next to fuckery. You know what I'm saying? If you know somebody is scamming, robbing, and I don't really have information on a lot of people, So I can't really say, like, you know, I've been somebody who defended Umar before, and only reason why I defended Umar, and I'm not going to make no excuses, but I just think, again, I say again, I believe that he might have got in over his head a little bit, and he had great intentions. But you know, sometimes, you know, you just say, "Yo, man, I want to build a water park," and then next thing you know, you got a damn mudslide, and you like, I ain't really think, you know what I'm saying, it was going to be this big. I said the same thing with Sonetta too. Like, you know, you got a platform. Did you ever really think it was going to be this big? So try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But we dealing with grown men, grown ass men. Some of them elders, some of them way older than me. And people are looking to you for guidance. People are believing in your word. And the promises are being broken to the people. And the problem is that all of us are getting put in the same box. And then, because what I told you one day, Q, I said, yo, man, if we gonna talk about all that black power stuff and all that, man, I gotta fall back from that, because they putting me with these dudes that I don't give it up like them. You know what I'm saying? I never robbed nobody. I never stole nothing from nobody. I never strayed, you know, led anybody astray. So I can't stand with that. You know what I'm saying? If we go under a flag and a banner, once that flag start meaning something else, I can't fly that flag no more. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to find a new way. And you know, I just think it's a lot of people who sit around, and as long as they could get a cut of the bread, they really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really care. They don't really care about the people. You know what I'm saying? They really don't care about the people. I think that they really care about how they can make some money. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's very detrimental right now, because you do have people that's been doing the work. You do have people who put in the work. And Q Butter, you kind of new to the scene in a sense of what this whole conscious community thing stood for. You just put yourself out there within the last year and a half, and look at how much you have been involved in. And like I always, you know, try to counsel you behind your Q, don't do this, don't say this, don't do that. But like when you hit me up today, I was just like, yo, man, you know, I know it's weighing on you because you care, and you have not made any money caring. See, when you do something and you don't make any money, you really care, because you do it for the love, and the love is always going to be stronger than any money, than any material thing, than any car, than any woman, than anything. The love is the most strongest thing. You know what I'm saying? And you have children, you have a family, you have things that you got to provide for. But here it is, you're educating and dealing with children on a weekly basis. You know what I'm saying? On a week-to-week basis. And, you know, it's not fair to people like you who really are putting in the work that other individuals might raise 10,000 or 5,000 or 6,000. You know what I'm saying? For frivolous things, when you showing what you can do with a couple of dollars. But I ain't really mean to go on and on, but go ahead, Q.
Now you're right. I mean, when we talked about this, I'm in the, you know, I'm an audio engineer. I've been in the music industry for 10 years. The music industry is shitty as shit. I have artists that have been working with me for years. The first second they get a chance or some bread, they're going wherever else. So I'm used to being around real selfish people. The conscious community isn't that for me. You know, so when I got introduced, when I saw people screaming at people, telling them how bad they are for donating the little bit of money they got, and I'm like, yo, bro, I got 12,000 now. We just hit over 13,000 donations. I am extremely honored and thankful for that. And so when I hear people come up there, and I'm like, yo, bro, have y'all been in any of, you know how hard it is to get people to support you in other businesses outside of the conscious community? Doggy knows. I know people. We've been in this 10 years. I done been homeless. I done got evicted. I done been through a lot of stuff with this studio. I've been in business 10 years. My studio is a staple in New York City. And so I know what lack of support means, and I know what support means. And so when I hear people get up there and scream at the community, oh, you niggas don't really care about us. If you did, you would fill my GoFundMe. I'm like, yo, son, what are y'all even doing with it? What are y'all doing with it? Literally, I got, did I close it out? I was just on the phone with Wolf from 300, and I found 5 properties in Baltimore, damn, I close it out. 5 properties in Baltimore that's no more than, I think, $500 a month to build a learning center in. I built doing this with you. Like, look, we want to build learning centers in 10 cities. It's $500 to $700 a month. If you got, all we need is 10 businesses in each one. So if you got a tire shop, car dealership, any one of these businesses, and you pro-black and not with the fuck shit, email myself, email DoggieDiamonds. Let's connect. You feel me? And let's put the real work in. If you got a nonprofit organization and you trying to get to black youth, DoggieDiamond has the street. You see what I mean? Let's re-coordinate this money, because the city needs to get to certain things, and certain people are servicing stuff and they got the bread, but it's so diluted, we're not being pulled in the right direction. So let me go back over that again, right? The resources that we have already in our hands is enough to acquire and do phenomenal things. But personally, I think because the leadership is not coming from a entrepreneurial position, they're coming from a collegiate, have this idea in their head, and if it's not this, they don't want it. And that's not how business works. And so when I brought up the idea for learning centers, I'm like, yo, we could build learning centers all over the country, $500 to $700 a month. That's only going to take 10 businesses at $50 a month in donations. 10 businesses in Detroit. You're telling me with DoggieDiamonds, myself, and all these people, we can't find 10 businesses to donate $50 a month in Baltimore, in Detroit, in Atlanta? And once we get the space open, then from there we can continue to put programs in it that's actually needed. So one thing I see in our community, and I'm telling our brothers, stop coming up with these weird ass, comedic, weird African programs. We need people that's going to do reading. We need GED. I saw somebody online, yo, does the GED matter? Yo, my man, you wouldn't ask that if you had it, because you would understand that you're going to make at least $20,000 more a year getting this GED. And the fact that you don't have it, your network, I'm like, yo, bro, our community, and you got a bunch of whatever you want to call these dudes talking about, I don't need that, I'm on my Nuwabi and unk shit. Yo, shut your ass up. You confusing people. And you making people think that certain shit ain't real, certain shit isn't real. And that's how you make all these weird ass flat earth people who not reading the books, who's not seeing the actual information, because it's just so diluted. And we got to break it back to all the way to the very small part. We don't need.
Yo, you know what's crazy, right Q? Q, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Because right now in our communities and in America, black people, African Americans, are trying to be more African than the Africans. They're trying to out African the Africans, people that's actually on the continent.
Then you got anything but African. All these anything but African. Yo, just admit it. You watch so much movies growing up painting black people and Africans to be negative that you grew up hating African. And so you're with anything but African. I meet these dudes, they go from being a Nuwabian, 5%er, to a Moor, to this. And it's like, yo, long as I'm not African, son, just tell me that. I respect it if you let you. I'm anything but African, my nigga. Whatever you want to call me, I'm anything but. I will respect you if you said that. But coming up telling me all of this fuck shit, when your nostrils is bigger than mine, you blacker than my phone case. You ain't had a white person in your blood, and you want to tell me that you were Aboriginal, Native American. When I went, you go to Mexico. Go to Mexico and tell a Mexican that they're not Mexican. Go to Mexico, tell a Mexican they're not Mexican. Don't tell me. Go to Chicano Park in Mexico and tell those Mexicans you're not Mexico. I bet none of these motherfuckers will go to any Mexican spot in LA. Go to LA and talk that shit to Mexicans. Because from what I understand, you can't even go over there, homeboy. Because my tough homeboys told me, don't go by the Mexicans, son. They don't play with you. So I want to hear you kick this oh, y'all are not the original people here. Go click that shit over to the Mexicans. Don't kick it to me. I'm not listening to these dudes anymore. And I'm trying to make it clear, nobody else should. If they're going to, these same dudes will argue evolution ain't real. And then turn around and go get a DNA test when a girl gets pregnant. That's some weirdo shit. You're on Facebook telling me that science ain't real. It's some weirdo shit. I need the people to recognize this shit. I need the people to recognize that this person is selling hope. If you want to build a school, go find an empty room, get some books, get state certify your state requirements. You're a school, or whatever situation you got. It's that simple. You see what I mean? That simple. Somebody wrote in the box, I just saw that DNA the hoax. That's cool. I got friends that came home from jail because of DNA testing.
Facts.
You and I both know people that came from jail
Facts.
because of DNA testing. Unless you got a way to get my mans from jail, don't kick that. And I don't know if you was joking, but when I hear this shit, I'm like, I think this is crazy. Y'all crazy. I can't take it. I'm sorry, I can't take it. It's weirdo shit. And this weirdo shit, get out the room with it. You get out the room with it. I'm not listening to no more homeless dudes tell me about cryptocurrency. I'm not listening to no more of these dudes tell me about nothing. I'm telling your homeboy, where's your crib at? Do your kids live in your house, or do they live in a house with your girl and you visit there? Which one is it? I want to talk to the person on the deed. Who's the name on the lease? If that's your female, if that's your queen, let me talk to her. And we gotta start checking these dudes accordingly. Sisters, I'm not telling you what to do with your legs, but I'm telling you, stop giving these niggas all this pussy and gassing these weirdo dudes. Because that's what I'm seeing online. They got a bunch of females gassing them up. I got a homeboy in the studio, nothing against ugly chicks or fat, but he got a bunch of ugly girls that's not the cutest who promote his singing and gas him. He literally thinks he's a singer. And when other singers come in the studio, he walks in trying to sing. And I'm like, yo, bro, don't get those comments twisted. You're not a singer. And he's like, yo, Q, you a hater. No. So I'm telling you, this is an analogy. Kick that shit over there. Just because you got 7 girls in the back of nowhere riding your wave, talking about how they support you, don't come over here. Then another thing, fuck your book. If I see another dude quote his own book, I might spit on him.
Say that again. Say that again.
Don't make you nobody but an author for some shit that ain't. If you come to me quoting your book, I might violate you. Writing a book don't make you shit. Having your book being bought makes you something. So when I see all these people, oh, he wrote 30 books. Yo, son, I'm gonna pee on your books. I may make a video wiping my ass with a flag and one of these dudes' books. That's how I don't care about it. I don't care about which one is more important, Kemet or Israel, when both of these motherfuckers is working retail jobs or city jobs. Like, that is crazy. I'm not listening to no more of these Huey P. Newton dudes talking about going buy guns. Yo, my man, white people make guns, homeboy. Where's you going? I had a homo tell me yesterday on Facebook that he's really gonna go out there and bang on police. Yo, my man, chill, homeboy, chill, slow down. You a dancer. You're literally, yo, doggy, son is a real dancer. Son had leotards. He's doing a split in his profile pic. And want to tell me about how there's no difference between gay dudes and regular dudes in the movement. Homeboy, white people is dying at 38%. Let me explain this to y'all. 38% of white people are not making babies in America. 38%. And it's not lowering. That means that at this rate, this current rate, they will not be able to maintain their population over the next 20 years. And it's happening in Europe. Personally, I know when someone is dying. They're losing, according Machiavelli said, if you break the person's leg, arm, and neck and leave them on the floor, they're done. They're done. According to science, they're done. Look at their own standards. This isn't white man. This isn't no Israelite. This is white people telling white people, yo, we're fucked, y'all. We shouldn't have left the caves. No pseudo shit. Go type it. Everybody watching, go type in white people dying, death rate 38%. 38% of white, and they try to make it all sound cute. 19 states have a death rate of negative birth rate. No, 38% of American whites are living with a negative birth rate. You know how much babies black people make? 4 on average. We're at like 4.1, 3.7. We make too many babies. We don't have that issue. Our issue is what do we do with the babies? So I'm not worrying about all of that stuff. You want to impress me? Let's build programs. You want to impress me? Don't show me your gun standing in front of a white building. They did that in the 60s and we lost. We lost. You see what I mean? We from New York. We literally had a bunch of people that shot at police. They're gone. They dead. I don't know what kind of police y'all got in your towns, but where we at over here in Brownsville, the 73rd precinct got over 10 million bullets. Let me repeat that. The 73rd precinct has over 10 million bullets. The 73rd precinct. You know what will close precincts down? Lowering the crime rate. You know how you lower the crime rate? You educate people. And by that standard, we can justifiably say, why do we have this many bullets in your precinct? Okay, is it possible that you can sell those bullets so we can reinfuse your money back into the budget so we can spend that money on developing our community? No, this is what we got to start articulating. And if we're not articulating it and if the people is not saying it, I listen to Reggie talk that Black City plan shit. I'm like, y'all dudes been in this movement for years. It took me 20 minutes to come up with a Black City plan. Only reason I don't call it that because that was his name. I wish that if y'all had a name for it, I wish I wanted to show y'all the whole shit. We're going city by city. We want to do 10 learning centers. We want to support the Black. We were doing a Black Bank event on the 24th of February. If you in New York, we supporting Carver Bank. This Carver Bank City National. If any of these Black people talking about Black finances and they're not attached to no Black financial institution, you can call Carver Bank right tomorrow morning, Fulton Street, and say, do you know Q with the gold teeth? Say it just like that. And watch what they're going to tell you. So one of these weirdos can't do that. And I'm focused on Nashville next, First National next, all these different banks so that way we can increase our monetary power. But if we're not doing that, we talking shit. And all I hear is niggas talking shit, walking around trying to look like they rappers. You're not a rapper, son. Umar Johnson faked a phone call. Nobody in the conscious community talked about that. Your platform, Doggy, gonna understand it. You got straight hip-hop heads who's conscious. My mans, sisters, he faked a phone call. Nobody talked about that. I don't care about your degree. You faked a phone call to look tough, and then you had the audacity to say, no, I didn't fake it. Yo, my man, I got a phone, an iPhone. When you're on the phone, it don't ring. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I can see, and then he's talking. So he was so caught up. No, I got this. He paused. So I never forgot that. That was worse than Fox News. That was Sandy Hook shit. That was worse than Sandy Hook. You lied up there to look tough against Seti. Nobody even respects Seti in Detroit. You go to Detroit through the street, nobody bringing him up in those streets, nowhere. And you did that to because you were scared of Seti. That let me know y'all niggas is weirdos, son. You weirdos, son. Y'all niggas is weirdos, son. Black and Nobel is failing, Umar. Black and Nobel is being closed, Umar. Where the money at? All y'all started in there. Black and Nobel don't know me. They know y'all. Umar Johnson, Boyce Watkins, and Tariq Nasheed. If I could put them in a headlock and make them say what I wanted to say, look, y'all mofos can sit down right now with y'all collective power and get this bill passed in California like this. Y'all can build learning centers across the country like this. Like this. $500 a month. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see the dude in Baltimore only wanted $500 down. I'm waiting for him to call me back. $500 down, 800 square feet. If you can't build a school with that, you don't deserve a school. None of us.
Let me ask you something. How do you feel about when you bring up certain names? There's people who love those people, who respect them people, and I'm not going to say that I don't respect any of them. Some of the things they do, I don't like everything, and I speak on it. But we live in a day and time where everybody has to respond. When somebody see this, when they see this video and they respond and it's negative, which it could be negative, how should the dialogue go from there? Are you being critical because you want them to improve, or you want them out of the, like, what is it that you're trying to get from this dialogue right here? What if they see this dialogue, should they be offended? Should they respond to you negatively? What do you want out of this dialogue?
What I want is work. What I know is going to happen is a bunch of fuck shit. The dudes is going to talk. They're going to, either they're going to respond, yo, Q, he's just emotional. He don't got a PhD to respond to me. Fuck your PhD. Oh, I'm the Prince of Pan-African. I ain't gonna, Prince of what? Prince of Pan, yo, son, these dudes' narcissism is so high, I don't expect them to listen. So I know what this remind me of? New York City, when 50 Cent came out. And I was telling somebody the other day, I said, 50 Cent opened the door. Shout out to 50 Cent. 50 Cent opened the door for the industry to respect underground artists. And we will put your foot on your neck. Because everybody was being bougie and not letting nobody in. Am I lying?
Nah, you really, nobody. It's facts.
And so what's going on right now, and I just told Young Marcus this. Young Marcus didn't know how 50 Cent got on. I said, yo, son, the conscious community needs some 50 Cent shit right now. So I'm going to antagonize everybody. Everybody. If I see you you come to Brooklyn and you made $15,000 event, we come to your event. Omar come to Brooklyn and make 15 grand. And you don't put that money into Lashawna Muhammad. I don't even need your bread. If you don't put that money in Lashawna Muhammad's account, you a fraud. If you don't know who Lashawna Muhammad is, Richard Green is, Fathers Alive in the Hood, Man Up, don't come to Brooklyn. If you don't rock with Straight Black Pride, don't come to Brooklyn. And I'm going to Detroit. Don't come to Detroit. I'm going to Philly. Don't come to Philly. Wherever I'm blowing, I'm linking up with the real. You see Timeless Backdrops in the chat room. Shout out to that man. Shout out everybody.
Shout out to Timeless Backdrops.
You see what I mean?
So let me ask you something. Why do you think when these individuals do their lectures and they go out there, why do they get they got big followings? Why do they have such a big following?
Yo, our people are so beautiful and special, bro. Our people, yo, bro, I put a post up. When I heard Umar complain about the donations, yo, that shit hurts, son. I'm like, yo, my man, you ain't shit. Like, I'm listening to the stuff that they tell me, and to say that our people are trifling. Yo, this lady called me up and was like, yo, Q, I don't want to see you beg for your IXL. We needed $350 this week to get for the IXL. The lady called me up and said, yo, Q, here's $700 so you can get twice as many students. So if you're watching this right now and you on DoggieDiamonds and you in the chat room, if you got a child who's in regular school or homeschool and you need access to IXL, we got 5 slots available. You can email DoggieDiamonds. Don't even email me. Email DoggieDiamonds that you want 5. You want to get one of those. It's $100 membership. This sister paid for it. So when I hear these other people, I'm like, yo, bro, our community is beautiful, bro. The lady who owns my building is a principal. I was going through war in my last studio. You see what I mean?
Somebody asked you, what is an IXL?
IXL is a learning website, and it's one of the most effective tools for educators right now on the internet. You see what I mean? So if you're homeschooling, which I homeschool, a lot of people do, we forget exactly what we're supposed to be doing when we homeschool. We forget the exact information we're supposed to carry on to the child. We don't know the curriculums. And then on top of that, sometimes we don't have a way of tracking it. And in addition to that, it's not in congruence with the state standards. So when I hear educators talk about this, I heard Boyce Watkins talking about they're doing a $5 scholarship. I'm going to get into that one. First off, IXL allows me to work individually with the students. So we have 25 students we had last year. Now we push it up to 50 slots we have. So if you come to us for the GED, I have limited volunteers. We need volunteers. So I may be in there by myself with 7 kids. And 7 kids with different age levels. So I just can't go to the blackboard and start teaching. This kid's gonna get bored. This kid needs to learn this. So IXL allows me to be able to say, you know what? Set everybody up, and you saw us buy $700 worth of tablets, So those $700 worth of tablets, we give those students, we let them use that on iExcel, and the time is in congruence with nyc.org. So if you're homeschooling, or you go to school in New York, you should know ny.org. That's engagenewyork.org. That's what our curriculum is for the city. So you should know that and be able to challenge your teachers' usage of it. And iExcel works in congruence that. So when I talk to homeschooling parents and I see them struggle with teaching their children the basics of how to pronounce phonetics, the sentence grammar, the understanding of mathematics, understanding of sciences, and understanding of history, and being able to teach, the age of expiration, teaching that on a multiple levels, where you got a junior high school level, a teenager, a college level, it's difficult. So having tools like this is very important. So when I stressed the need to it, she knew. She was like, yo, Q, I'm going to give you that $700 because I see what you're doing with it. Here's a $350, here's an extra $300 to buy twice what you had. So the community is very powerful. We've been through hell and hot water, and we still support. We still support. They say the teenagers don't want to help. My beautiful daughter she's the one that emails and contacts people for the Project Flip. You see what I mean? This is all coming together. And if we're not doing it like that, Mel P just entered the chat room. She'll tell you her daughter uses iExcel. Her daughter right there uses iExcel, and she's in Georgia. That's another reason why it's so powerful. Me in Brooklyn, if you homeschool and you're homeschooling, I'm like, Umar, you could have bought the $3,000 package. The $3,000 package a year, you get like 5,000 kids. You get a stupid amount. You get a special package when you're spending money like that. That's nothing. You know how much interest Umar Johnson gains off of $400,000 a year at 4%? It's almost $12,000 to $18,000 a year. It's well over $10,000 a year in interest. Where's that going? You could have used that money alone to fund learning centers across the city. Nobody gonna talk about the interest. Oh, Q, you counting his money. Yes, I'm counting his money. This the hood. I don't know where you at. The IRS counts money. The government counts money. The conscious community don't want to count money. Fuck out of here. Then when somebody gets robbed, nobody want to say nothing. I'm watching pockets. If you talking about you a leader, we pocket watching. Straight like that. Straight, all this weirdo rules. No, if you want to stay with those regular rules, go over there. Because if you're inside of the community, you know that you're doing community-based work. Community-based work is nonprofit work. Nonprofit work is public information. So everything should be able to be seen. Go on to my receipts. My receipts, you can walk in here, push the code in, go look at the receipts for everything going on. You want to call the owner of the building, she'll tell you that space over there is approximately $800 a month. Q pays for it with his music studio money. I would be making a lot more money if I didn't use that. 12, do the math, 800 times 12, $9,600 a year. We 2 years in, I'm already at $20,000 of my own bread I spent on that space. Did I do the math right? 8 times 12. Yeah, 96. Yeah, see? So that's where I'm at with my own bread. So when I hear other people say this, I'm like, nah, B, I can't hear that. You charging motherfuckers. My student moms paid $100 to Garfield for credit repair, never got a phone call back. That's enough. In the blood and crip world, that's enough to get violated. I'm not checking for no receipts. I'm using the same rules. This blood and crip shit, B, that's my family. You feel me? And we got all, send me receipts. I wish a nigga would. I don't have that. There's a client, I apologize to him. It was his Facebook. Let me shout him out because I played myself yesterday. Let me shout him out. So I'm going to tell him to watch this live feed because I played myself. I did an interview and this dude, Torrell Vassell. Everybody go check that man out. I don't know his artist name. He was coming to book a session. Check that man out. I played myself. He came all the way over here and I was doing an interview and I did bad business by not communicating. I acknowledge that. What I'm going to do is give him an extra hour of studio time and a photo shoot for me failing to give him the services that he was coming here to pay for. Because I don't want to lose his business. I don't want him to go tell somebody else, oh, I went to that studio, that nigga was up there doing an interview and they want to respect my money. No, what he's going to say is, first time I went to the studio, I had an issue, but Q called me back and compensated me, gave me this, gave me that, and my music sounds fine. That's why I have one of the most popular studios in the city. Good business.
All right, so we got Q Bud in here. If you wanna if you wanna contact me, my email is info@DoggieDiamonds TV, info@DoggieDiamonds TV. I'm not interested in your demo. I'm not interested in none of that. If you want to have honest conversation or speak to me about something pertaining to business, or you got a plan, a thought you want to get at Q Butter, you can email me. Other than that, just don't hit me up, because I do not have the time to be talking no dumb shit with nobody. Q Butter has a studio. If you need studio time, his studio is in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Do not get afraid. Do not be afraid when he says Brownsville, Brooklyn is not in the projects. You know what I'm saying? And even if it was in the projects, that's still our people there. You know what I'm saying? But do not be afraid of, being around your people. If you black and you scared to be around your people, then you need to cut it out. But Q Butter has, tables there. He has microscopes there. He has a lot of things. So, at the end of it all, we have a lot of YouTube channels. We have a lot of people doing so-called stuff within the community. We have people bragging about what they're doing. But at the end of the day, it's all about giving viable information. Yes, we can interview the rappers. Yes, I'm known for that. We can interview whoever we want to interview, but who's trying to offer solutions and plans for the people within our community all around the world, dealing with us. And it's a lot of us out here. Shout out to the Gaming Effect. That's the bro. I called you yesterday too, man. Call me back. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us within, in the community and outside of the community that's really, really trying to do things for other people. So I have a platform. It's just not about talking every day. It's about actually having solutions. So my thing is to funnel my platform to Q Butter and provide it for him so he could tell you. And this is not our first interview, so you should go back and look at the other interviews that we did, because we did other interviews before. You know what I'm saying? We it is what it is. But Q Butter, you want to close us out?
Yo, you already know, like you said, bro. Let's just keep the link up. If you want to hit me up for credit repair, go onto the website. It's free. Link up there. If you're interested in trying to get us, we want to build learning centers. So if you email us, if you got a space that's between $500 and $700 a month, we're trying to rent it. If you have a black business and you're progressive and you're any one of these major cities, email me, Q Butter. Just make sure you put the information in the subject. That's what you're talking about. So if you're hitting me up about the IXL, just put that in there. If you're hitting me about joining Zyx, put that in the subject, Q Butter. Anywhere, if you're in New York City, we need nothing but coordination and help, and we need volunteers. We're doing stuff right now. If you need a GED, we offer that Tuesday and Thursdays, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. We have youth enrichment between the hours of 3:30 to 7:30. All of this is free. We have self-defense classes that's focused on anti-bullying and anti-pedophilia. That's on Saturdays from 4 to 7 o'clock, and we got science every Sunday. And we want to duplicate this around the country. You know what I mean? So again, hit me up, hit up DoggieDiamonds. Let's build, let's work.
So, do you want to give your email out, or you just want to just funnel it through me? How you want to do this?
Qbutter@gmail. Qbutter@gmail. If you want to support, we need volunteers first. And if you have more time than that, or if you have the finances, you can donate at GoFundMe/the Zyx Institute. If you got any income donation, you can do this. Hit us up. Any way you want to support, hit us up. I appreciate you and the DoggieDiamonds family. Anybody else with the fuck shit, don't hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Keep it over there, D.
And then I do want to vouch for this guy right here. He's just not just talking. He'll show you the receipts of what he purchased with your donations and your money. I don't know anybody else who's done that yet. And he'll show you the receipts of what he's actually purchased. And he has testimony from children, and he's taking children and teaching them, and the parents are happy. And he's using his time, his efforts. While some of y'all are out there drinking, smoking, partying, having a good time, the man is helping people, children, and that's all we can ask for within our community. I gotta pull up, you know what I'm saying, over there and just show face. And like I said, I'm always going to lend my platform to people who got solutions to some of the problems and people who's really truly trying to build. Go ahead.
Yo, on camera, I'm trying to have Doggie take the photos. Like sitting right there. Tell Doggie to come take the space. All of the right there waiting for him. Look, we got a real brick wall. You feel me? Futons, all of this. Changing room. That's all you, Doggie. You don't gotta pay no bread. on camera, Doggy. Whatever schedule you want here, you don't gotta pay no bread. It's your spot. Come set up your shop. On camera, I said that, man.
Nah, and you know what's funny, and in your defense, you have hit me like, yo, come on, man, come through. But you know, I'm all over the place. I got a big remember what I was telling you about before? I got a big announcement that I'm about to make soon, or some things that I'm working on. I just don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, and I don't want nobody trying to make no sucker phone calls that impede my progress, even though y'all can't. But you know, dudes be trying. But I got a lot going on, and you know, the most beautiful thing about what I'm working on within the next few months, I could be able to say that I'm employing Black people, and that, yo, man, it just makes me happy. And sometimes I get overwhelmed, like, damn, like, you know, I put up a post the other day, like, yo, I came a long way since banging on my SB 1200 in my crib in Waverly, that now I'm gonna be, you know, a real CEO and be able to, not like I wasn't before, but I'm going to be able to have an actual payroll and pay people and students and stuff like that. So this is, you know, this is what we dream of. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think I've been calm. I've been cool. People have been talking shit about me. I haven't even really been responding to nothing because I really been doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could talk all I want. I could run down on you and choke you, but I've been doing the work. And the work that I've been doing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of our people are going to benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't wait to, you know, for these plans to go into effect. And you know, all I'm gonna say is, man, when they don't want to sign you, you sign yourself. You know what I'm saying? When they don't want to sign you, you sign yourself. And you know, I see a lot of people making videos about me talking shit and all that shit. You know, sooner or later we gonna see who the prophet is. And you know, time proves everything. Time tell everything. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people talking, but what I'm working on right now is you know, is really big. So Q Butter, man, I thank you. You know, you my homie, you know, you my bro. And since I met you, you always been 100. I can never say that I got a bad vibe from Q Butter. I never could take him for a liar or anybody who was disingenuous about anything. And like I said, anybody who takes other people's children and helps with other people with their children, that is community work, because the children are the first that we need to always look out for. The children are the first that we need to go to. Shout out to my cousin Tad with his youth group party. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. They talk so much about us, but they don't know, man, we deal with the children. We deal with the youth. We're not trying to convince grown men that they come from Kemet or convince grown men. We go with the children, taking the children on trips. You know what I'm saying? With no funding, you know, with limited funds and limited resources. So what I'm working on and some of the things that I'm doing, when we do a lot of things in conjunction, and I'm gonna be able to really employ a lot of Black people with these moves that I make. So, you know, this is dope. So Q Butter, I'll holler at you later on behind the scenes. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I'm DoggieDiamonds. Again, this is not this wasn't a live stream to just sit here and you know, throw anybody under the bus, but Q Butter just had things that, you know, was bothering him. And he actually was light tonight, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably could have been a little bit you know, a little bit more turned up, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So I'll let y'all later on. Go ahead, Q. What you say?
Nah, you know, we from Brooklyn, gotta keep it still gotta keep it classy, man.
Yeah. At all times. So yo, I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. Peace.
All right, beloved. Peace.